Hey guys, tennis is back. The Australian Open, first major, and we are loving it. As tennis fans, we are loving it, and there's actually fans in the stands. Not near full capacity, but hey, we will take it. Naomi Osaka won her first match pretty easily, looked very, very good, and she said that she really enjoyed seeing the fans in the stands. So we're excited about that. It's good to hear the cheering. It's good to see the players out there looking really good. A lot of them had to go through a lot of struggle to be able to get and play going through that 14-day quarantine. So I just wanted to come on and give my thoughts on the first day of tennis and who was looking good. And so far, the top players are looking good. Is this fair? That's one thing. Mr. Bernard Paire, he wants to say it's not fair. He lost 29th seed, lost his opening round, and he says it's not really fair the way that this went down, that the best players, the highest ranked players, they were not on those planes that had the COVID, obviously. A lot of them travel on their own planes and things like that. So they were able to go out there and practice for 5 hours a day, where lots of players were not able to practice for 5 hours a day. Is this a fair tournament? Are we starting off the year fair, or is this going to give just an advantage to the players that really don't need an advantage, the best players in the world? And so, and do you guys care? Do you guys even really care? As long as you see Novak in the final, as long as you see Rafa in the final, or someone like Dominic Thiem, do you guys care that it wasn't fair for some of the players who had to be in that quarantine and could spend no practice time? What are your thoughts on that? I want to know what your thoughts are on the opening day of the Australian Open. So I'm going to go through in this live stream, I'm going to go through the matches that completed yesterday. They're already playing again the first round. Rafael Nadal in action today. How's he going to look? There's rumors of his lower back not being so great. That's why he did not play the ATP Cup, did not play any matches. Is that going to be an impact? I've seen him on the practice court in Australia. He looks pretty darn awesome to me, but how much is that going to be a factor? I also want you guys to comment. Let me know what you think about that. So let's go into the opening day. Novak Djokovic plays Shardy. Again, he was able to practice, and he looks like a machine. He is wearing his green, too. He's the green machine for the Australian Open. It seems like he's actually got an actual outfit that he's going to be close. He wears it pretty close, the same thing every year, it seems like, at the Australian Open lately. This green outfit with all green clothing, even down to the shoes. I think the Australian Open, you'd have to say, he's been so successful on every single surface, but the Australian Open is probably Novak's favorite tournament. It's probably his favorite tournament. He's had the most success, the least amount of drama, right? You'd say maybe the US Open was his favorite tournament until last year. I don't think so anymore after what happened with the ball, with the lines judge. But so Novak comes out and absolutely steamrolls. He puts on a clinic. Looks like he's getting better and better. Looks like he's going to have a very, very solid, if anything is an indication, he's going to have a solid Australian Open, another solid year for Novak. He is the favorite, I'd say, to win it, especially if Rafael Nadal is not feeling up to speed, right? He just dominated at the French Open, but if he's not feeling 100%, you don't want to go against Novak and not be 100%. The match of the day. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to share my screen. I can't show any video, but I'm going to show you guys some video to go watch. How is that sound? I'm going to show you some video to go watch. Say hello as you're coming on in, too. Let's see. Colin, the best players in the world already have a huge advantage. Best coaches, best physio, private travel. So I think Colin's saying not fair. Hold on a second, guys. Not fair. All right, so I'm sharing the screen right now with you guys. And the match of the day, if you want to see some great highlights, again, I'm just going to show you not actual clips of them playing, just screenshots and some YouTube giving the AO channel, YouTube channel, the Australian Open TV channel, a little bit of love here. And so you can go here and you can look at the highlights of Denis Shapovalov playing Sinner. This is a great match to watch the highlights, really, really good highlights. These two, are they the future of the sport? And who's got a brighter future in this match? Shapovalov, to his credit, lost the first set 6-3. Okay, pretty routine first set. And a lot of people have been talking about this Yannick Sinner as maybe somebody who can be #1 in the world, the future of tennis. And maybe Shapovalov is feeling a little left out because a couple years ago when he beat Rafael Nadal, I think in Canada, I think they beat him at the Canadian Open, everybody's like, who's this guy? Oh my God, he's got so much flair. Is this guy the next real deal here? Is he going to be #1? And then we know that he's been kind of spotty, pretty erratic with his play at times. Always fun to watch, but a little frustrating because he hits a lot of low percentage shots, shanks some balls, can double fault at times, just like Alexander Zverev can. And so even though he's doing great on tour, a little bit of a disappointment, you'd have to say, where Yannick Sinner, he's a young guy, and he seems like he shows a lot of grit, seems like he got a solid game, seems like he got a solid head. Denis Shapovalov also seems like he can be a hothead at times. Well, you got to give Denis credit today. He fought really hard. It went right down to the wire in the 5th set. And this is match point. And there's the screenshot of the shot he hits on match point. If you want to see what it looks like and his reaction afterwards, go and watch this video. And big, big win. And congratulations to Denis Shapovalov. Do you think he was going to go deep in this tournament? Or is this just like, is this going to be the story of the tournament for him, that he beat Yannick Sinner, another next genner, and he won the day on the next gen competition, and we can expect to see what he's kind of been doing in majors is, winning a couple rounds and then losing, not really being a real threat to where you're like, oh my gosh, I think this is his breakthrough tournament. Or is the Australian Open going to be his breakthrough tournament? I don't really think so. I don't really see it. This is a great win. Congratulations. But I don't think he's ready to go toe-to-toe for 5 sets with somebody like Novak Djokovic or Rafael Nadal or Dominic Thiem. As we get deeper into the tournament, I don't see it happening. But he is sure fun to watch. I would really like to see him win a major at some point, but I just don't feel that he qualifies as somebody that we're going, he's a contender. This could be his tournament. This could be his year. He hasn't done that yet, but this is a big step in the right direction. And, it's a match that he kind of, I think, had to win. He's older, and people are waiting for him to step up, where Yannick Sinner, he maybe has a year or two where people are just like, oh, he's so talented. He's just so fun to watch, and he seems like a really good guy, and I think he could be #1. So he can still kind of go without having to have any major results where people are starting to put pressure on him. I think the pressure is starting to mount on Denis Shapovalov. He's got to do something soon if he's actually going to win a major. So I think in the next 1 to 2, 3 years, he's going to have to win one of these, or at least get to a semifinal or a final, and make us really believe that he could do it. Okay, so there you go. Let me come right back to you guys. Let me see if we have any comments on what we think about that. Sinner, okay, so we like Sinner. People like to see Sinner lost, and we're liking Sinner. You see, that's kind of interesting. See, that's exactly my point, is that Yannick Sinner can lose and still be the hero. He can still get credit for going 5 sets, where if Denis Shapovalov would have lost that match, everybody would have gone, oh, Denis Shapovalov, he's not going to make it. Now this young guy's beating him. So it was a match he absolutely had to win. And so in the long run, I think most people would think that Sinner is going to go further. He just seems to have more of a mind for it. But, what are you going to do? All right, next, talking about, it's time to kind of do something. It could be the perfect storm for this guy. He looked really, really good. And so let's go. And I think the Australian Open is a place where this man, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? I got to, what's going on there? Nope, that's not it. We got to talk about that a little later. Here it is. I think this is it right here. Okay, so my computer's reacting slowly. Come on now. Come on now. So what I want to show you guys is just a screenshot I had it all set up. I had it all set up, and my computer froze on me. I apologize. And we're going to try not to show any footage, okay? Because I know the Australian Open TV will not like that. So we're just going to pause it there. If you want to watch this, Nick Kyrgios hits an amazing, which I had it for the frame frozen on that, where he hits a great between the leg drop shot off a serve and volley, just showing the raw, amazing talent that he has. And Nick Kyrgios is somebody who we get frustrated with because we can never really take him serious to go far in a major. Most of the time, he does not. And but we know that at times he literally toys with the best players in the world. I saw him play Rafael Nadal in Cincinnati a couple of years ago. I was there, and it was like David versus Goliath. And uh, Yannick's Nick Kyrgios, he was the Goliath, right? I mean, he just looked so superior. It was incredible. It was so weird to see him playing arguably the greatest player of all time in Rafael Nadal, and he made Nadal look small. He made him look small. He made him look inferior. I mean, he just wiped the floor with them, and the talent is just oozing off of Nick Kyrgios's racket. But we know that he is just so frustrating because we know at times he's going to give up. He's going to lose his focus. His conditioning is always an issue. He's always walking around with an injury or two because he just never gets himself in tip-top shape. But with all that being said, Nick Kyrgios loves to play for a cause. And I think that this tournament, if he's got a chance of going far, this is like really good for him. First of all, they're saying the court surface is fast. Okay, so it's a fast court surface. That goes for Nick Kyrgios, this amazing big serve. So he can shorten up the points even more. He's in Australia. He loves to play for a cause. So he's playing for his home country. Last year, he did really well at the Australian Open, did himself proud. And I think a big part of that was because he was playing for all the people who were affected from the wildfires in Australia. And he's been very, very outspoken also about COVID and social distancing and wearing a mask and calling a lot of the players, calling them out and calling them selfish. Zverev, who played that one tournament, that one charity tournament that Novak Djokovic put on, they were all acting irresponsible, and many of them got COVID. And then Zverev said he was going to quarantine for 14 days. Then he was on some private island at a party dancing with a bunch of people. So then, and Kyrgios, rightly, I think, called him out for that. So, Kyrgios, I think in this environment of everything being abnormal, the practice not being normal, the preparation not being what most people are used to, I think this actually favors him. And he's somebody who didn't have to travel. It's in his home country. He's getting the practice. I mean, who knows how much he's even practicing, even though he can practice all he wants. He might only still be practicing, for 10 minutes a day, but it's going to feel good for him being on his home soil at his tournament in a weird time like we're in. I think I think it's special to him. I think he wants to prove something, and he could go far. He is going to be a tough out because I don't think when he loses, if he doesn't win the tournament, and I'm not picking him to win the tournament, but he's a dark horse for sure. And I think when he loses, you're not going to go, oh my God, that was disappointing. He totally lost it. He lost his mind. He tanked. I think somebody's going to have to beat him. Okay. And that's scary. When he's not going to give it to you and you have to beat him, it's tough to win against him. So I think that's how this tournament's going to go for him. I think he's going to go far. And I think somebody's got to really beat him, which, as we know, isn't always the case. Most of the time isn't the case. Lots of times he just goes to a certain round and he just decides he's kind of done. So let me know what you guys think. How is Nick Kyrgios going to do at the Australian Open this year? Would love your thoughts, what you think of crazy Nick and his chances. I'm going to stop sharing the screen there and see what you guys are thinking about this. Hey, Byron, how are you? It's good to see you guys, and hope you're enjoying the Australian Open. So give me some thoughts on Nick Kyrgios. How far do you all see him going at the Australian Open this year? Are you with me that you think he's going to be a tough out, that he's going to fight to the end? That's what I see. Or do you think that he's going to tank? like he does often. Would love to know. Come on, call it. Kyrgios, you convinced me. $100 on Nick, going $100 on Nick. I think Nick's going to have a good showing. Okay, let's go to probably the biggest lady to play. So not probably, definitely the biggest lady to play so far. And we'll bring it back to the screen. And this is probably the only thing worth talking about that's interesting about Serena's match is, let's see here. Serena played, and usually in the early rounds for Serena, because she wins so convincingly, the only thing interesting to talk about is what is she wearing this year, okay? And she is not disappointing this year with what she is wearing. All right, so let me actually blow this up so you guys can take a closer look and let me know what your thoughts are. Serena won very easy, 6-1, 6-1. She had a little slow start. She lost the first game, then she steamrolled 6-1. She looked pretty good. I think for Serena and her body composition, the way her body's made up, I think she's looking very fit. I think that's one thing that this outfit is showing us, whether you like it or you don't like it. I think Serena comes to this tournament very fit, and I think she's feeling confident and fit. That's why she's wearing an outfit like this. Okay, so Serena is feeling fit. I think she's ready to win. She says she feels really good. She says that the quarantine, she says in a lot of ways her life is like a quarantine, having kids, being married, being such a big celebrity that you really can't go out. She's used to kind of being at home all the time. So she says the quarantine, not really that tough on her. Plus, we know that she's one of the players that got to go out and practice every day. She didn't have to be in that quarantine where she couldn't go out and practice. There's a big, big difference. Yes, all the players had to go back to their hotel room and lay low. But, when you get to go out and hit the court in a 5-hour window, that's a huge advantage over people just got to stay in their hotel room. And so anyway, let me know what you think about this outfit. I have mixed emotions. Sometimes I look at it and go, I kind of like that, especially for Serena. We know Serena's flamboyant. That's fine with me. A lot of people hate on that. I think it's good to have different players wearing different stuff, keeping things interesting. There's lots of people who are still traditional. They wear their traditional outfits. I like that too. But Serena, she likes to show some flair. I think for Serena, out of all her outfits, this is one of the ones I actually kind of like. Although at the same time, I want to know what you guys think. So I'm saying my official vote is I kind of like her outfit this year. All right. But I have to say, it kind of reminds me of this guy. Do you guys remember this outfit? I remember this guy as a kid, and he'd always, he had like a TV show, and he basically was dressed as the body. He was the body. I don't know. What's it? Slim Goodbody. I guess that's what his name was. When I saw her outfit, I just had a flashback as a kid to this outfit. It reminds me of it. And I'm saying I do like her outfit, but I just couldn't help but be reminded of this outfit. So let me know what you guys think. Are you giving Serena the thumb up or the thumbs down on her outfit? What do you all think of Serena's outfit at the Australian Open this year? All right, I'm going to come back, check in with you guys. When I share my screen, I can't really see what's going on. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen, check in with you all. I think it was a tough ask to get real hot. Ate so much. Will confuse her opponents. Yeah, is that outfit going to be confusing to her opponents? Well, it doesn't match in with the ball. It should stand out from the ball. So maybe her opponents will actually see the ball better because, with the black and the pink and the red and the maroon, I think maybe it'll make the ball clearer. It could actually work against Serena, right? So, yeah. But anyway, Serena wins super easy. Her sister, Venus, grinding it out. I think Venus, let's see, Colin says, oh no, Serena for the title. Outfit, no. But he does think that Serena's going to win the title. Okay. All right, Colin, maybe you're right. I want to congratulate Venus. Out of the two sisters, Venus is my favorite of the two. And, what she's doing on tour, I think, is going way under the radar and should be commended. She's out there grinding it out on the tour, just like a regular player these last, maybe 6+ years. She came on the tour. She was it. She was everything before Serena was anything. She was out there first one to dip her toes in the water, first one to win a Grand Slam, first one to be number one. and she dominated for a while, and she has not dominated in a while. But it goes to show her commitment, her passion for the game. And if you look at so many of her tournaments, she is losing in these just heartbreaking three-set matches. It's not like she's getting smoked off the court. She is fighting, she is grinding. She had another grinded out match today and she won. So I want to congratulate Venus and I want to give her credit for continuing to fight out there on the tour. She's obviously not playing for money. I don't even think she's really playing for titles. I think Venus Williams is literally just playing for the love of the game. I think she loves to travel. I think she loves to be around, her sister still. I think she loves the crowd. She loves to compete. She loves tennis. There's got to give her a lot of credit for that. So there you go. So that to me was the day one kind of highlights. I'll go through some other highlights that I wrote down here on my phone. Osaka looked very strong. She won very, very easily. She was excited that there was a crowd there in her match when I was watching it. Let me know what you guys think about this. I have definitely mixed emotions on this. In fact, I more don't like it. Automated line calling. Okay, so if you watch the matches, you're not going to see many people calling the lines this year. And they're saying that's because of COVID. But you know what? Once it's done successfully, this tournament's going to go off. There's no one really to argue with. Who's Nick going to argue with? Can you imagine McEnroe with this? Like no one to really yell at. They can still challenge the calls, but they're basically going to see what the automated line call called. That's what they're going to see. So they're not going to win any of these arguments. They're not really going to go very far. And so I think taking that human element out of it, I don't like a lot of things about it. I don't like that we're not going to really see any more crazy arguments, that it's just going to become too, scientific, watered down, dull without seeing, a bad line call. Nothing wrong with a bad line call every once in a while. It creates the drama. And let me know what you guys think about this. And then also a lot of jobs being lost. Of course, people can think, well, it's just because of the traveling and COVID. Once the tour gets back, there'll be people calling the lines. I think if this tournament runs very smoothly and the players say, hey, we like it better, because a lot of the players are saying we like it better without the lines people there. We trust the computer more than we trust the person. Well, a lot of people who have dedicated and you have to go through a lot of stuff to be able to be an official lines person on the tour, and especially to be one in a Grand Slam tournament. So a lot of people have put in a lot of hard work and dedicated a lot of their life and really look at the prestige of being a lines person and the income and the life experience. That's going to be gone soon, in my opinion. You're not going to see that around. I agree, much more entertaining when imperfect. Too much tech ruins sports. Totally agree. So this is the beginning of the end of the lines people. I do think that when COVID is over, is it ever going to be over? I don't know. But I think when we're near full capacity in the stands again and travel restrictions are lifted, they're going to try and do some tournaments with lines people there. But I think over time, that what you're seeing, you're going to see a lot more of, and eventually it's going to be phased out. I do believe that. Let's see, Nadal, lower back. Okay, so Nadal's going to be going on there. He's got lower back issues. What do you think? Is this a real problem or not? Andreescu, she won her first round match in 3 sets. So she's somebody, her way into the tournament for the ladies can be a real threat. Exciting. She's one of the few people that I have seen when Serena's playing very, very well, that she can stand up to Serena with power and grit and kind of like that mental toughness. She doesn't mind looking across the net, seeing Serena. She likes that and says, bring it on. Who can do that? Halep, she rolls despite being, I hear she's pretty injured and banged up too. Kerber got blown out. She got blown out. Felix Auger-Aliassime, another young gun who, when he first came on the tour, everybody's like, this guy is amazing. And he is amazing. And he's still super young. But I'm seeing, like, every time I watch him, like, so many balls fly on you. You got to be able to put the ball in the court a little more. So what do we think? Is Felix ready to be one of the next that is going to jump out. So let me know your picks. Who are you liking? Right now, I'm liking Djokovic as a clear favorite. The women, I'd have to go Osaka. And I know somebody who's playing right now. Let's take a look. Let's go to the scoreboard. Let's take a look at some of the scores that are going on right now. We'll share the screen. So let me share, and we'll go up to the scoreboard. Okay, so I know Coco Goth won the first set 6-3. That's pretty good. And she's up 2-0. So she looks like she is rolling. All right, that's pretty good because, her sophomore year on the tour, some young players sometimes, they come on, they're really hot. They win a lot of matches. Now, Coco doesn't seem like this type of player to me. She seems really mentally tough. She's got a lot of physical gifts as well. So I see her having an awesome career. But we have seen it before where it's too much too soon. And then also players start to understand the playbook on you, what your weaknesses are. Like I think Coco Goff's forehand is still very suspect at times. And, I think needs to be technically better and a bigger weapon if she's going to be number one in the world someday and win Grand Slam titles. But it's pretty good that she's coming out making a statement. So this is a good start to her. I think she's going to go full year on tour. It will be interesting to see what kind of a year we can have on tour anyway. But anyway, so she won her first set and is up 2-0. Let's see some other ones. As I was saying, Andreescu, she wins in 3 sets. Kvitova wins. That's a big name. Halep wins. Any other big names jumping out at you guys that you're excited about? Muguruza. Now that's another one. I mean, when she came out, I'm like, this woman is a star. It'd be so cool to see her dominate. Sometimes she does amazing. Other times she loses super quick. She's the 14th seed. She won her first match pretty convincingly. Sophia Kenin, super mentally tough last year to win the tournament. Been pretty spotty since then. She has won her first match. 2 tight sets, though, so not dominating. A lot of times you want to see, top seeds or people who won the tournament the year before. They need to come out and kind of dominate. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on with the men right now, what matches are out there. All right. Anything jumping out at you guys as far as, okay. Bautista Agut, he won a tight first set. Kachanov, another one who I just am really confused why he does not do more in these big tournaments. He's in a dogfight. 6-3, lost the second set, 7-6. Goffin is in a dogfight. See what else is going on. Struff, as Matt from Coffee Break Tennis likes to say, he is out. So I'm sure Matt's going to be upset about that. I know he likes to talk about him. Kurik, another one who he kind of seemed like he was going to be a big deal, and he's just seems like he's a guy on the tour just grinding it out and not a real threat to win any of the tournaments. So, but he won today, so congratulations to him. The match of the day, Shapovalov, big win. He's got to be super excited about that. And Tomic, look at that, guys. He did get a walkover, but hey, a win for Tomic on the tour is he'll take that, I'm sure. And his buddy Nick Kyrgios looked like he was just walking the park, no problem, wasn't really tested. Diego Schwartzman, a guy who's just had such a great year of tennis, 7-6, 6-2. I think pound for pound, he's the best player in the world. What do you guys think about that? Good to see Grigor Dimitrov getting a win. Good to see Francis Tiafoe getting a win. Can Tiafoe make a run? Is he somebody to take seriously? Nishikori losing first round. He's not been a threat. A lot of injuries. Also just seems like doesn't have enough weapons these days with some of the younger guns coming up. And then you got Federer, Nadal, their weapons. Djokovic doesn't seem like he's there. Sam Querrey's still out there battling. Medvedev, this guy, Daniel Medvedev, 4th seed. I would not be surprised if he wins a Grand Slam this year. And the Australian Open might be a great tournament for him to do it at. So he's definitely a dark. Can you call him a dark horse? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go very far. And if anybody's going to break through, he's got about as good a chance as anybody to do it. So that's my day one recap. Just wanted to come on. Let me know what you guys think about this. Give this video a like if you like these kind of live streams. Coco playing now. That's right. She's playing now, doing very well. Okay, I'm also nervous about AI coaches. What do you think about that? A robot watches all your opponents' past matches and gives you a strategy. I don't know about that. Here's what I think about that. Okay, so this is a great so if you're joining the party late here, I was talking about how we're having automated line calling, and that I think that from now on, or in the very near future, we're not really going to see lines people, and I think that's a shame. So Byron here, who's also a tennis coach, says he's worried about AI coaches. What do you think about that? A robot watches all your opponents' matches and gives you strategy. Well, I definitely think they're going to be using a lot of technical data that wasn't maybe used in the past. It's been used more and more. We know Craig O'Shaughnessy is big on that kind of stuff. But here's my thought on that. Last year, I was lucky enough to go and sit in Coco Goth's box. She was playing with Katie McNally. Katie McNally, I know a little bit through my affiliation with Harper's Point Racket Club. That's where she grew up playing, and I do a clinic out there during the Cincinnati Open. And when you watch the players play, you realize how much they depend on their box for emotional support, how alone they feel out there, how vulnerable they feel. And it's just not, younger players or the ladies tour. Like, I mean, if you really study how many players need to look at their box for support, that's the biggest, I think, thing that they need in these tournaments. It's not necessarily even the X's and the O's. Those are important. They're certainly getting that. But I think the biggest value that a coach has at these tournaments is it's somebody in your corner. When you're out there all alone and you don't have a teammate to pass to be able to look up in that box and to see somebody is right there with you emotionally, living and dying on every shot that you hit, and that. I think that that's what the players really, really want and need at these tournaments. I don't think that they're going to coach and feeling the same emotion. I think they want to be looking at a coach. I think they want to be looking at a parent. That's who they want to be looking at, okay? A best friend. They don't want to be looking at a robot. So I'm not worried about that at this point. I'm not worried about that at this point. So you never know, though. Maybe some of these players would rather look at a robot than their coach, because sometimes when the coach comes down the court to talk to them, they hate the coach. So you never know. And how many Andy Roddick? No, not Andy Roddick. Andy Murray. How many times Andy Murray sat there and yelled at all his coaches? So you never know. All right, guys, that is it for this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this live, please give it a like and subscribe before you leave. And if you are watching the replay, then, do that as well. I actually want to put one thing here towards the end. Should have put it here in the beginning, but we're getting ready to do a 7-day serve challenge. So you can go to 7dayservechallenge.com and sign up for free. We're doing it, day serve challenge. We're doing it February 22nd is when we're starting. So let's take a look at that right there. Go to 7dayservechallenge.com if you want to improve your serve this year. If you want to improve your serve this year, we're going through each day. You're learning a new thing from how to practice, how to get your toss under control, how to hit a slice serve, how to hit a kick serve, how to pronate properly, how to get more power on your serve. That's all going to be in the 7-day serve challenge. And so you can go there, sign up right now. You get 48 hours free access. And then if you want to have lifetime access, you can also get that as well. So there you go. I'm losing my voice right now. So I'm going to turn the camera off and drink some water.